Hi, the time has come. So I'm reading in reverse order the last five presidents, starting with Bill Clinton. So a very, I would say, different hand from some of things which have happened in his life, especially the scandal, with Monica Lewinsky. So that scandal is very weird because his hand does not show that much sexual interest, but what it does show is a person who can be taken advantage of. This person thinks too much. This person is, yeah, an overthinker and not a good executor of plans. That's why we also have to see that during which time he was president for two times, it was quite a peaceful period. If it wasn't a peaceful period, because he also was the governor of Arkansas for two non-consecutive terms, so I would not see him even being re-elected unless the other guy was not that good. But still, he has his good qualities, he has his bad. So let's go to both. We first see that his head and lifeline are separate at the start, but there is one line connecting them, and it's going towards the Jupiter. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the founder of Pakistan, has a similar type in the handprint I found in the book. I forgot the book name. New Horizons in Palmistry, yeah, written by M.A. Malik. We also see that there is a star here. Actually, there is one more photo. I deleted it accidentally, but there is clearly a star here, which shows that the person slowly they rise to the top. We also see there was a very lack of love in his life, because the Venus mount is very, what do you say, it is there, but the way it is shaped, this shows that there was a lot of early trauma. And especially because the start of the, if we see the start of the fate line is very, rough, but then we see that when the second fate line enters at roughly 30, when he got married to, I think around 30 31 29 30 31, when he got married to Hillary Clinton, the second fate line is much stronger. And the second fate line means, the way it is coming and joining the first fate line, it means that his wife influenced him a lot. His wife is also very different. Later on I will do the compatibility reading, that if you see they stuck around, because this guy, he is quite opposite to her. She is quite Martian. She is someone who I would see commanding an army, like being an army commander. I think Secretary of State is related to that. Sorry about my lack of knowledge. But the thing is that this person, and because Hillary Clinton's poem I have seen, I was thinking of doing theirs, but compatibility, but let's see later on. Maybe I'll do her separately. But yeah, they're quite different. If you look at her hand, it's very strongly built. I think it also has a simian line, and that her Mars mounts are very strong. Now his Mars mounts are not that strong, especially the combination which is very dangerous for him is this type of shape of the mount of moon. We see the up, like the first mount of moon is bulging, which shows a steadiest person, and that is also shown by the headline. Like if you see the headline, I think it's forking like this, and whenever it goes towards the upper mount of moon, that means that the person is like, he can go towards the social sciences field, towards the art field, but like doing masters and PhD level. So this guy, yeah, he has a very professorial hand, but not completely. I would actually say that Obama has a more professor like hand, and he also did teach. I don't know if this guy taught, but sooner or later he would have lost the interest. This guy is very, like, what do you say, you have seen him, of course, Bill Clinton, very handsome guy. He's also very charming. Again, I haven't seen his speeches. I wasn't like active at the time when he was there. I was a little kid. So I'm just saying that this hand shows like charisma, and that when he meets someone, he can like talk his way out of many things. And he kind of like talked his way out of that as well, the scandal. Like he got he got acquitted by the Supreme Court, and he resumed that. But the thing is, because at that time there was nothing that serious going on, and that the social media was not that powerful. I think in the wake of Me Too, a lot of things have changed, and if there was Me Too going on, then I can assure you this person is not the one, or any person by that matter, who would have been saved. Now the thing is, why he did it. Now the thing is that this guy, he did not suffer a very good childhood. If you see his childhood, it was like his mom left him with his parents, and when she remarried, because his dad died I think before his birth. Then when she remarried, she married someone alcoholic, and the relationship was very sour and he got into physical altercations with the stepfather, whose surname he still used. So this is all shown by the weak, the weak fate line at the start, which shows a lack of direction. And then we also see later on that there are many lines coming from lower Mars. So basically lower Mars is the person who's very, when these lines come, many people confuse them. See, you have to look at the whole hand. The whole hand is not that bad. Like, we have to compare it to the Venus mount. It's quite clear, which does not show marriage troubles at all. But the lower Mars, when these lines come, the person is like, I won't say this person is like, who can we compare him to Arnold Schwarzenegger? No, this guy doesn't have that much of a high sex drive. It's just that he is very, I could say that the woman, now I'm actually interested in reading her hand, because again, we have to see in this case that if we are tempted, again, if we are the president of the United States, and if we are tempted, then of course it's all on us, because temptation, Oscar Wilde said, I can resist anything but temptation. But in this case, no, you have to resist that. So I would say that he's very impressionable, like people have impression on him very easily. And this is like his character, which is a bit weak. Compared to Hillary Clinton, I would say that she overall has a very better palm than him in terms of being a president. I know she didn't win both times, but she has a more capable palm because she sticks to her gut. She has even stuck by him, if you see, after all the scandal. But I would say that maybe marriages were stronger then, but again, Bill Gates also happened. Now we see that this person is, I would say, there's one more thing about him, that he is very, very, I won't say simple, because he does like fame, being in the limelight, and that is shown by the third finger being very strong, extreme strong. He likes taking risks and etc. He's also a very good orator, shown by the little finger being long. And you also see he is very, simple, in the sense that he likes to be famous, he likes to be well liked, he likes to be popular, he likes to make a mark on this world. But if we see the overall hand, it's very similar to a person who's very it's not bulging. If you see, no mount is extremely bulging, they are very laid back. So this shows a bit of a hesitant nature. He would hesitate, as I said, he's more of a thinker than a doer, and that other people would do for him. But this guy is not materialistic. I won't see him doing things like embezzling money, taking advantage of things. Like, we can say, yeah, he took advantage of the intern or whatever happened. But this person, he's not evil at all. I would say he's one of the, out of the 5 people, he's one of the, maybe the most good-hearted. I am yet to see the other 4 presidents' palms clearly. So we see that. He's also very multicultural. He grew up in a multicultural environment, but we also see that the head and lifeline, oh, maybe he didn't, sorry, he was raised in Arkansas, and maybe at that time it wasn't that, but his grandparents were very multicultural, and they sold goods to all nationalities or ethnicities. So we see this is by the headline and headline and heartline having a space between them. We also see that him getting into scandals is shown by the weak Saturn mount. The funny thing is that this guy, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have been excellent in studies despite the awesome lawyer type. He studied law, right? So this is when the line is mostly straight and there's a fork. This means that this is the lawyer's fork, not the writer's fork, but these people can also write well. And also in palm tree, it's very confusing to say who writes well and who speaks well, because nowadays writers are doing so much marketing that they are also speaking very well. So even at that time, I would say, so that's why the thing is, we have to only use the expression that the person is very good in expressing themselves. But mostly when the line is straight, there is a fork, the person is an excellent lawyer. But the weak part of his hand is the Saturn. So Saturn, even if you see the finger is bent, even if you see the finger of leadership, Jupiter is a tad bent and going outward. Sorry, it's going outward and inward, and so the fingers are bent. So any of these show that the person is not very straightforward. He likes to hide his innermost feelings, and this is one way that he is good at hiding himself. Like, if there was another field for this guy, it would assuredly be acting, because he's good in that. And then we also see that the Apollo finger is too extremely long. Like, see how long it is. This gives him his charisma, this gives him talent, his risk-taking ability. Like, going into politics is very risky, but the thing is that it paid off. So maybe he thought that this risk would also pay off. We also see that his sensitive pairs. Notice the sensitive pairs on the finger. So he's very sensitive, very touchy about a few issues. like it would take a lot to anger this guy, but when he gets angry, you can assume that he would like straight off punch you in the face, which he, as I said, he went into physical altercations with his stepdad, but only because he got drunk and tried to attack him and his little brother. So there's that, and that fighting spirit is also in Hillary Clinton. But the thing is, he is very easily impressed by people. He's impressionable. She is not impressionable. She sticks to her guns, and this is why I think the relationship also works, because you know this guy is the charmer. She's like what do you say? She's charmed by him basically. So there's that. But she is, yeah. Anyway, we'll get. Maybe I should have just put her in the her hand in the video. So where does this leadership ability come from? First of all, we see that Mercury and Apollo are joined, which show that he has excellent speaking ability. We look at the fingers of expression. This finger is long, this Mercury finger is long. It's like long as this is normal, this is long. And then we also see that the Jupiter finger and Saturn finger, this finger of discipline is bent, the finger of leadership is bent. So we see that he, like in this sense, that he did not have consistency in life. Like if he was consistent, he would have been the governor 2 times. If he was consistent, like he almost lost the presidency. So these are because the crooked fingers, the fingers which confuse him. He was confused and he tried to take advantage. But still we see that overall this Jupiter, this is what propelled him to stardom. And also the star type sign, or it could also be a square, both give protection. And then we also see that this combination, like we see that the upper mount of moon is very good. But the Mars is not good. As I said, his Mars mounts are not that strong, which means his lower Mars is a bit strong, which show a bit of athleticism. But the upper Mars, which Hillary Clinton has very strong, this shows resistance to temptation. So that's weak. So that's one thing. But overall, he's not a sex fiend. Like he's not addicted to it. He's not like other celebrities who get caught up or who do harassment. He's very in self-control. Like if he does mess up, or he will forgive, he will do everything in his power to change that. And overall, as a president, I see him more as a vice president or a one-time president. I don't see him as a overall, like the thing is that when he was there, it was mostly peaceful. If he was like in the case of a very serious conflict, then I think even Obama or even Hillary Clinton would have been a better president in this case. So I would rate him, like if I'm to rate him in presidential ability, I think it would be like 3 out of 5. Yeah, like he is very good, but he's good on the showing side of things, because if you see, he's a Apollonian, Mercurian, Jupiterian. Jupiter for leadership, Apollo for being good in front of the camera, and Mercury for having oratory skills. So this is what he is. He's very good. He's good as a face of a company, but he's not very deep. So this is what is the drawback to him. So I would rate him as a good president, but not the best, like in the middle. So let's see, like out of 5 I would rate him 3, or at the most 3.5, no higher than that. But I would say that this guy is a very good guy. And we also have to notice that the heartline, he has a very physical heartline, and also like he what do you say, like if you see the heartline is physical, it's not like very longish and stuff like that. Going upwards. Physical heartline means that this person is very tempted by looks. So as I said, he does not have resistance. You see that as well. But overall, as a very good, I would say, a CEO of a company, etc., he would have been very good, and he was also very good. And of course, when people have the Apollo strong, so you know what that stands for, multi-talentedness. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger has a very strong Apollo end finger. Look at the finger; it's very straight. So there's that as well. And I'm pretty sure he would not have succeeded without moral support. This guy needs the moral support. And we also have to notice that the sun line is present here as well. And at 46 he became, and this represents 35 to 55. So during that time, at 46 he became the 3rd youngest president. So overall a good hand, leadership is shown by the star, etc. But as I said, there are many fundamental flaws to this person. So let's go to George Bush Jr. in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a very nice day ahead.